forgot to do something yesterday, didn't we?
The podcast intro?
Well, we had been on a break. Even
hiatus?
Though you guys still got stuff during it, but we'd been on a break during our fall fundraiser for RadioU, and we had done all those podcast intros before the fundraiser.
Yep.
So I think we just weren't remembering.
But we
weren't back in the swing of things.
But we did the podcast intro on Monday.
I know, but you just weren't back into it. So thanks to Hudson for filling in for our intro yesterday. But we're here today just in time for introducing you to a new band on RadioU called Shipp. So Russ T. Shipp joins us from the band.
He's in the podcast. We talked to him. We talk about what happened between me and the post office yesterday.
Oh, there's an update from yesterday's story.
And what maybe didn't happen. So there's that. We've also got costume talk. Nikki at an Army surplus store. Which let me fix this here.
Did you mistitle it?
There we go. No, it was going to come out of order. It wouldn't have made any sense. The $20 million house rental.
Yeah.
Nick and Lord Zizal. A Mastiff and a walking trail. Netflix's Christmas movie lineup.
Will we give you a little look-see at some of the holiday stuff coming out?
It's perfect. It's so perfect.
There's
oh, my
night.
gosh.
That's the one when I looked at the poster, I was like, oh, no. But I'll watch it.
Of course you will.
I don't know why, but I'll watch it.
That's the secret to these kinds of movies. Like, they can make them about anything they want.
And
somebody's still going to watch them.
Yep.
It's perfect. So.
Anything else?
No, I'm good.
Anything else you might be surprised?
All right. Blood in the basement.
Okay,
Fine.
does that make it in?
It's in there.
One of the most horrible stories we've ever told makes it into this podcast. Mm-hmm. It's so horrible that you just accept it. You're just like, okay.
I don't want to hear anymore.
All right, so let us know what your thoughts and feelings are concerning this podcast. You can join us at RadioU or RadioU Riot on either of our Facebook pages. You can watch while you're there our interview for Rusty Shipp. And that's also up if you follow us, subscribe at RadioU Riot on our YouTube channel. All of our videos are always there. We should be doing a food fight for tomorrow.
That's the plan.
So be looking for Lebanon, a Riot food fight extraordinaire coming tomorrow.
Who wouldn't want to eat in Lebanon?
We got a lot of candy items from there.
Lots. So we'll see you tomorrow.
Have a great day.
Bye.
Maybe the Riot would sound better if they spent less time improving their lives at their gym. That was sarcasm. It's the Riot on RadioU.
How would you guys feel about having a video game console with no console?
Well, I think we've heard that before, haven't we? Cloud-based gaming, it's all the rage.
Yeah, it's the rage, Nikki.
Yesterday, console? Why tie you down?
Yesterday, Google had their big Google Mania, Google Time, Googleton, Google
Town.
Whatever the heck it was, they had a
big...
Google. Goo dolls. Goo.
All the fun stuff.
All the whatever. So they had a big press conference yesterday. They unveiled the Pixel 4.
The phone?
Uh-huh. Yeah. Wouldn't you like to have a Pixel 4 like that?
It's pretty good, I think I've heard.
Yeah. So. Whatever.
Well, I'll say something nice.
I feel like that's where we are with phones right now.
Well, yeah.
I'll bet it's better than the 3.
I'm sure it must be a step up for those that are Pixel users.
I mean, for them to put a 4 on it, it must be a big deal. The other thing they announced is the official launch date for Google Stadia, which is that cloud-based gaming service, November 19th, they say.
Was that the one where some people could use it until January?
Yep.
So is it still like split?
You have to pre-order it. So the idea is at some point Google Stadia will actually be a free service that you can use from Google.
They want you to pay to still test it out until it's actual full launch.
It hurts them to hear you say that.
That's true. That's how it is.
It hurts them.
Are you paying money?
No, I'm not.
Well, no, I mean, like, you have to pay money if you want in early.
If you want in, they offer the Founders Edition. So the Founders Edition, you get the controller. Now, you don't have to have this controller. You could use like an Xbox controller, but they say this controller will connect directly to Wi-Fi, which will then make for a faster, more lag-free connection. Then you'll get, so let's see, you get their controller. It'll come with a Google Chromecast Ultra, which is like their 4K whatever. And it comes with 3 months of service in the premium tier.
Ooh.
Not tiers, Tears, TIER.
Because you had to pay. You're crying.
Yes. And so
then does that mean it's probably not going to be January for everybody who doesn't want to pay? But
it probably will
be around that.
But they're saying that if you want to get in on the Founders Edition, if you want to be a part of the launch for only $129, all of this could be yours.
It's so much money. It just sounds like a lot of money, and it is a lot of money.
For me, it's too much money for something that I don't really know what it is.
If you wanted to really game that way, though, and you wanted the remote, because I'm sure the controller is way better, maybe.
Hey, I think if it works as advertised, it sounds amazing. Like, I do. Like, I just think that it sounds like that, an amazing thing going, and I really am interested in it.
He just doesn't want to be a founder.
Yeah.
We're a follower, not a founder.
Not in this case. A lot of times I am the guy out there that's like, I'll take the first one. But for whatever reason, this is one where I'm like, more than anything else, here's what I want to know. I want to know, what's it going to cost to use it month to month? Like, are all your games going to cost $60? What kind of free games are you giving away? You know, things like that.
We're still missing a few of the key details.
I need some details, Nikki.
Which might make you more comfortable in joining early, or if not, waiting till supposedly it's free.
Now, you also get a friends pass with this, so you get to invite somebody else to come and play with you. I have had someone that told me they would give me their pass so that I could try it in November. But I also know that when you have one friend pass, all of a sudden you develop a lot of friends.
Sure. And friends can be fickle.
Yeah. I mean, if I get it, don't worry, I'll share. But we'll see.
You tell me, like, I'm a founding friend of yours.
I'm a founding friend of Father.
So please let me in.
Does anybody else have another F word for here? A good one?
The definition of insanity is putting the riot on again and again and expecting a better result. It's the worst of the riot on Radio U.
Yesterday was a disappointment. You're like, yeah, I know, right?
Maybe not for the same reason.
Maybe not for the same reason. Yesterday, I was so excited because I'm getting a new pair of glasses. They'll look like the old pair, but it's an updated prescription, blah, 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 whatever. They come from California. I don't know. So I was, as I said, excited about these glasses. And since Saturday, I've had tracking info saying that they would be delivered yesterday. And, of course, you cannot believe the United States Post Office tracking information. You just can't. It's hurtful.
Well, we always said add a day to it.
Yeah.
Even when it says it's supposed to be there, you add a day.
So, and I went along with that belief until yesterday. I got the little thing that said that my glasses were out for delivery.
Sure.
And I was like, well, they wouldn't lie about that.
Surely they wouldn't.
You don't lie about that. OFD is OFD.
So you thought maybe your shipping was the exception then?
Well, okay, no. My thought is that on the day they're actually saying, hey, they're going to be delivered, they're not going to be, and they'll just show up the next day. But when they change the status to expected delivery for out for delivery, that to me is like, whoa, they mean it. It's real.
That's serious.
It's real, guys. It's real.
Well, those don't look, are those your new glasses?
No.
They're not your new glasses. So
you already know where this goes.
The Postal Service did not deliver them.
No, they didn't. And here's the sad part. So I'm at home and I'm sitting next to a window that faces the mailbox. I got my laptop out. I'm working by the window. Honestly, kind of watching for the post office.
Sure, you're waiting for your glasses.
Postal worker. I want my glasses. And I was like, yeah, I'll just sit here. This is fine. So I hear... You
can always hear the mail truck.
Right, because they have to stop at each individual mailbox or whatever. And then I heard him go...
They didn't even stop at all at your place? Nope. You didn't have anything delivered?
They didn't stop.
I bet you was still in the truck.
You know.
They just missed it.
Was. I don't think they missed it.
You don't think they did on purpose, did you?
Is
it a listener?
I can't prove this. But I feel like, and I don't know, but I think they require a signature, and I don't think they wanted to come up.
Oh, that's a really good point.
For me, I don't think they wanted to have to get out of the truck and sign for it.
No, because the person would know they'd have to do it the next day.
Oh, no. They're being held at the post office now at my request.
So you have to go get it?
Yep.
Oh, my gosh.
Guess who didn't request for them to be held at the post office?
What a lazy delivery person.
But we don't know that.
Sure, but this is speculation. That's all this is.
But
sure sounds right.
It feels like that.
Oh, that's shady. Are you going to say something or just after you get your glasses?
I figured because you gotta strategize.
You
How
do.
gonna deal with people.
Know when to
hold them
and know when to fold them.
Fold them. Never count your money at the table, Nikki.
Or your glasses.
Yeah. So the thing is, though, that they're going to circle the little white wagons when you come in and start asking questions.
Well, you could at least ask since you did not choose to have it pick up.
I actually going to ask them like, hey, yesterday I got a notice they were out for delivery.
I watched him drive by.
I watched them drive past my house and say that delivery was attempted.
Yeah.
And then I requested that they be held. Both of those are not true. What happened?
Ooh, but then what if you then get on the list? Then you get nothing.
What do they start doing? Hoarding all my...
They're holding all your packages.
Yeah. Just a heads up. It's rare that I'm waiting on anything from the USPS.
Aww.
And when I hear it's being delivered by them, you're like, oh, crap.
You almost wish you could just say no.
Crap.
Well, I'm sorry to hear you did not get your stuff.
Me too.
But we knew this was going to happen.
I know.
We talked about it yesterday.
I know. And the thing is, shame on me for believing in a government entity. Shame on me.
On the person driving.
You just knew. I should have known. I knew, but I hoped. Nikki, I believed. See what a sucker I am?
Why don't you go out and go get to the person?
Run after him?
Whoa.
Hey, wait! Ice cream man!
Calmly drive and ask them, not like in a confrontational way.
Oh, yeah, they'll love that.
The only morning show brave enough to say that Chicken McNuggets are part of a balanced breakfast. The Riot on RadioU.
Listen, you guys know if you drink water from the tap, you might as well be drinking water from the toilet, right?
At least that's what I assume.
I mean, if it isn't being flown in from a glacier that's melting from a minimum of 10,000 years ago,
then why are you even drinking it?
Why don't you just go ahead and start drinking from the bowl? Forget about the tank. Just go straight to the bowl. It's just worthless, right? But we all know that. That's an accepted fact in society. But have you thought about the air you're breathing? I mean, are you just walking into rooms and...
Is that air
breathing
okay?
air? Do you know how ridiculous that is?
Are we not supposed to do that?
Nikki, you got to get some sensory mist.
What is that?
Well, it's the
new mist?
It's a mist spray that purifies the air with exclusive green technology called Chloros Pure.
All right.
So once the mist is sprayed in space, in a matter of seconds, the formula will neutralize air toxins, bacterias, and it eliminates unpleasant odors.
Isn't that just Lysol or?
Oh, no. Oh, gosh.
Isn't it just?
Man, guys, if you're wondering what the sound of the problem is, just listen closely. Nikki,
Am I it?
Nikki is the sound of the problem right now.
They call it an air detoxifying aromatic mist.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe with being a nicer smell, but basically the same thing.
Yeah, it's got... like
we have Lysol over there.
It's not
when
same.
you're like, you're really, really sick and your mom's like, just spray the Lysol.
Everywhere.
Have you sprayed the Lysol?
Your mom doesn't know. So
she doesn't say, have you sprayed the air detoxifying aromatic mist?
Wait, what about the Sensory Plus? It has that special stuff in it. Well, what do they call it? The Chloros Pure?
I don't mean this in a mean way also.
Please tell me you're going to say what I'm thinking.
No, but this feels like something you have to buy from someone else, like in a group.
Like maybe you guys all go to the same rec center
something
or whatever,
like that,
and someone's having a party and you're excited to get a party invite, then you find out that at the party they're going to pass out these catalogs and there's a presentation.
Is that how this company works, or is this something else?
I don't know.
It feels like it.
Could you explain to me why this woman is taking, like if you scroll down, there's a woman taking a shower in a bathing suit, and there's also some sensory in this picture.
Well, because, she has to have something on for the ad. So that's why she's taking a shower in the bathing suit.
Well, why doesn't she just not take a shower? Can she not stand fully clothed and show me?
They want still a hint of the shower.
Because it's cleansing.
Yes, it's cleansing. That's what the ad is saying. It's projecting that.
All right. Now, it's unscented, or apparently they have 4 naturally fragranced varieties.
Guys, we can't.
And for only $70, you can stop breathing in toilet air.
We can't afford that, okay? We cannot afford special air. We can only afford our air.
Nikki, you're just breathing in toilet air all the time. It's trash. This is trash air.
I got Lysol over
No,
here. We have three
no,
of them.
No, that's got chlorofluorohydrocarbons
What do
stuff.
they do with it? Look, that's lemon pledge.
That actually feels like something my mom would do. Like, we'll just spray it.
Orange.
We'll spray it with Pledge. This is good enough.
It'll be the same thing. No, we have Citrus Meadows.
Does it have essential oils in it?
Wait. Oh, it's air. Oh, it's a bit much.
You know what, Nikki?
Oh yeah.
Here, let me take this cup over to the bowl and get you something to drink.
You got to start with something, right?
You got to start with the negative. Let's start with the negative.
Jump to the $70 air. Maybe you can only afford like the couple of dollar airs.
How much do you think that can of Lysol is?
Probably like $2.25.
3-pack, $12. Costco is my guess.
Wow, that's not the Costco big ones though. Those are also down there.
Once they sell at Costco, it's a backpack. You have to wear it around and spray.
One of those Ghostbusters things
pack.
with the
Proton pack.
Yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
We're all at different levels and different price points and different air purifying area things.
Well, I was going to buy one of these, but they're sold out.
And we're not fully funded.
We're not.
But that's sold out.
Yep.
That's fine.
If it's louder than it has to be and way worse than it has any right to be, it must be the worst of the riot. On Radio U.
We are going to be live next Thursday night. What's today?
Today's Wednesday.
8 days from today.
We're doing a special live evening show.
We are. And so that's going to be happening next Thursday, October 24th, 9 p.m. Eastern. Now, my costume isn't done yet.
You think it'll be done by then?
I hope so. Here's what I need. I'm going as a Mystery Science Theater person, so I've got the
Spoiler.
overall.
No, just teasing. Come on, people.
I already know. Look, when I got a couple of things to go to where I'm going to wear this costume.
No one's going to
know
get
what
it.
is.
What are they going to think you are?
They'll be like, "Oh, do you work at the mechanic shop down the road? Do you work for them? Hey, while you're here, could you just peek in? I got this rattle I can't figure out."
No, I'm a Mystery Science Theater person.
Do you want to do the invention exchange? I'm ready for that.
No one even knows what that is.
Do you have a movie that needs making fun of? Like,
I can do that.
I'm an expert at that. Like, get me in there, coach. I'm ready.
What do you have left to get?
I need to get a specialized name patch. That's one of the things is where you have
go to an embroidery store or something.
What are those?
Well, like you go
do you know where they have one of those?
I'm sure we can Google search it, but and then they're like, "Oh, Obadiah," because you're not going to find your name.
No, you have to have it custom made.
Yeah.
But that's a whole industry because people all over, and there are ones that are specifically for the military or whatever, but I just need something that I can print my name on.
Yeah.
A patch.
I'm sure we can find that. Maybe the craft store.
The other thing I need to find is this is like a beltless jumpsuit. Cover me. And I need to find a
belt?
A belt-like thing.
A sash?
No, not a sash. Okay.
A chain?
Man, everything you're saying, I have a pop culture reference that I want to sing a song
but
for,
you're not going
but I'm not going to.
Then what are you looking for?
Rope? It almost. Would you let me finish? All right.
I like
you're
my options
only
better.
making this take longer. All right. Do you want to spend 10 minutes talking about this costume that nobody even knows what it is?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out and visualize it.
All right. Look, like on a backpack where it's like this kind of material?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's like that. It's like the stuff that clips your backpack together. I'm looking for a belt.
Made of that?
Like that. Yeah. I don't know what that is.
Well, I don't want to say it now.
But you don't know what it is.
Maybe I do.
You're going to give us some unhelpful words that are going to derail this discussion when I'm trying to stay on point.
It's not a bungee cord, but yeah, you almost want like the seatbelt material.
Yeah, it's like that.
Yeah.
Ish.
Close enough.
Sure.
You could find those.
If anybody knows where I can, where there's an embroidery store and a seatbelt material like belt store.
From a book bag.
Go ahead. Text us right now. Don't hold back. 8772-RADIO-U.
Whoa, the program can't handle everybody.
Wow, we're just overwhelmed. We're just overwhelmed.
Please give us time so we can get back to everybody since there's so many of you who know where to get all that stuff.
The excitement is building.
You can feel it in the air.
Yeah, it's all next Thursday night, 9 Eastern, 6 Pacific.
Let's not talk about our costumes anymore if we want people to watch.
Well, you know what? Like, we can't all just go buy a bee costume, okay?
You're saying I am going as a bee.
I know.
The Riot is to your ears what all those energy drinks are to your liver.
For the love of God, please stop. I can only process so much.
The Riot, Radio U.
I want to say a big thanks to everybody who's texting their suggestions.
Actually, a lot of people had some helpful stuff.
It's fascinating. Joe says Grip 6 belts, which I looked at those. It's not exactly what I'm looking for my Mystery Science Theater 3000 costume.
Close.
Let's see.
Nylon straps.
Tim says I need a nylon strap, and he's right. Jason says I can get these at Hobby Lobby, but I want to be there to see Obadiah explain what it is he's trying to make.
Maybe if you wore the rest of your costume in, people would kind of get a feel for what you're trying to do.
Leah says that you can buy backpack strapping at Joann Fabrics.
Okay.
So, some of you guys are crafty.
It's not like the strap of like the strap itself. It's the clasps and the side buckle stuff.
John sent us a picture of himself and friends at the Mystery Science Theater show, so thank you, John. Keith says I can go to a military surplus store. I was actually thinking about
that. That's
I was thinking about that. Like, just go. There's one that I always drive past, and they're like, "Come in and buy your knife and your gun." And I've never gone in.
I asked Eric the other day. I was like, "So is that actually military stuff that they just had more of?"
I don't think so.
It's just a clever name.
I don't know.
Is it official stuff?
I don't know.
Because I once got an Army shirt there, but that was it. It was not my type of place. Because
Nikki,
it's just not.
You know what, though? I'll bet you'd be popular down at the military surplus store.
There was quite a little gathering going around.
Like, hey there, little lady. You looking for yourself an Army shirt?
What are you doing there?
You ever thought about joining the Army?
Well, I was quite surprised because there wasn't changing rooms. There was a curtain. And I thought, this isn't it.
This isn't it. Changing rooms at Surplus World. I can't believe it. What on this earth?
Well, I was shocked. Little Nikki was shocked. I was like, well, how are you supposed to check the shirt if you want it?
You know, Nikki's been raised in a certain environment with certain expectations
of changing rooms.
So when she,
spoiled.
When she wanders outside of that space.
Well, if you need someone to go with you, I can because I've been there once.
Now that would be a great Skip's work.
We have to go put a whole outfit together.
And Obadiah go to an Army surplus store.
So that's an option for you.
We could do it for lunch. And then we can get some, what do they call them, the rations? And we'll just eat old school Army rations.
We could do that.
That'd be a great time.
What a great idea.
I'm having a good time right now just thinking about it.
And then someone else mentioned about the embroidery because Obi wants to be one of the characters.
Yes, from Mystery Science Theater.
Is it a person or is it a character from the show?
It's not. Like, I'm basically just making something that looks like one of the characters, but like I'm going to put my own name on it.
Okay.
I'm going to be myself.
Be your own person.
Don't tell me what to be.
Yay.
So it's fun.
So that's again for our Riot Live event that we're doing next Thursday. And you can watch and join us for Halloween. We'll do costumes, food fights, and more on Thursday, October 24th at 9 p.m. Eastern.
Good times.
They even make morning people want to reach for the snooze button. It's the worst of the Riot on Radio U.
So Nikki is very unfaithful to the things she loves.
I am not. I'm very faithful.
Yeah? Tell me about your Apple TV.
I don't need Apple TV. But out of all the Apple stuff I own, that's what you do?
That's what makes it even weirder.
That's why.
There's this one place where Nikki's like, no, you can't come here.
No,
I am in love with another product.
No, I just haven't had anything that's grabbed my attention yet, and it's not even out yet, so I don't have to worry about it.
Are you familiar with a RadioU? Do you have one of those?
So that's not a true statement.
What? You have a Roku?
Yeah.
Instead of an Apple TV.
Yeah, I only sold those because I could get.
The
look I gave him.
Go ahead.
We here at Radio U, we have a Roku channel, so I switched over, and I made money when I sold my Apple TVs because it was before a big jailbreak thing of them.
But did you see the big news yesterday?
No.
Yesterday, Apple made available for the first time, I believe, anywhere, like on anything else, there is now an iTunes app or an Apple TV app channel on the Roku device.
Oh, really?
So that means that, one, of course, you'll be able to subscribe to Apple TV Plus.
Of course.
But any of your iTunes movies,
hey,
music,
that's actually really good.
Anything, you'll now be able to access your entire Apple library on a Roku device.
Now, we have ours tied into the Movies app. So I think most of them go over, or not all of them, though. And
yeah, it's like it gets weird and complicated.
Certain ones. So that's cool. There's that one movie we bought that one day with the...
Okay, that's...
Is that not helpful?
That's like every other day.
It was like the guy and there was the truck and
Hell
then
or High Water.
That one.
Yep.
And it was like, ooh, it was a real good like 4K deal. And then I bought it there and then I remembered, I'll watch on my phone sometimes, but I couldn't watch on my TV and it wouldn't go over to the Movies app.
Yeah. Well, it will now.
Now I can have it.
You can watch it that way. It was not what they call a Movies Anywhere compatible title.
That's it.
Et cetera, et cetera. But yeah, dude. That, I think, is really cool. And, of course, that for somebody like me, I have started buying my movies through iTunes because I am Nikki's opposite number. I don't have a single Apple product except...
all your movies.
I have an Apple TV. So Nikki has every other product, no Apple TV, and somehow we meet in the middle. And so with that...
we can still do this show together.
We can. We can still speak a common language, even though we're obviously part of very different technological parties.
Just different.
See, but we can come together. That's America, people.
I have to set a reminder when I get home I can try it.
Yeah, you totally should. And you know what? Maybe we should buy a movie today, and then we could see if it'll pop up.
Really? Is that what I should do? For work, just to make sure.
That's work-related purposes.
Okay, if you want to, we can. What movie do you want to get?
It's just an idea.
I bet you there's one on sale.
Oh, man, do you think they'd have sales today?
You should go look.
Things are never as bad as they seem, except when it comes to the riot. Then, they're worse. They're always worse. It's the Riot on Radio U.
You know who wants to show us how to live, Nikki?
Who?
Jacqueline Hill.
Jacqueline Hill?
You know who she is?
I do not.
She's a YouTuber.
Okay.
She is right now renting a $20 million Beverly Hills mansion.
What do you pay each month for that? What's your rent?
I don't have the answer for that.
Don't you really want to know?
That's really something, though,
it
right?
Must be a lot of money. $20 million house and then all that goes with it. Then what's that going to be?
So apparently on Airbnb, it was $10,500 a night. So I don't know,
what that equals.
How often is she renting it? Is she like renting it? You
get a deal. You get so many nights.
I don't know the answer to that. So you know what? I don't think I want that.
Do you think that's too much? Like too much upkeep?
Well, I assume you're probably at a place where when it comes to upkeep, like you're just paying other people to take care of it. Like, it's nice. And again, maybe this is just my poor self talking. It doesn't seem like a place where I could like live.
Sure.
You know
it's a show house.
Yeah, exactly. I don't want something that looks fancy. I want somewhere I can flop.
A comfy couch, something like that. A pool.
Someplace comfortable. This place is just like, man.
I bet you're probably paying too for like the location and maybe the view.
Nikki, I don't know if you've heard location,
right?
All right. I don't know a lot about real estate, but I heard somebody say that one time.
Well, next time you go out, you're like, I would really like to move to a new apartment. Just think about what the price could be to rent out.
I mean, even they've got like a little home theater room, and it's like, look, this is ridiculous.
It's too much, is it?
Yeah, you know what, Nikki? Just give me a $10 million mansion.
Well, that's so generous of you to be so,
Yeah, I mean,
everyday man.
Yeah, well, just keeping it real. You know what I'm saying?
You don't need too much.
I don't need a $20 million mansion. Like we could keep it to 10, and I think it would be fine. Like I don't need to overlook Los Angeles.
You could be just off to the side.
It's fine.
Part of me would really want to make sure I'm saving enough money because
it's not going to last.
Well, yeah, it doesn't last. And when times get tough and you're like, okay, well, I'm just going to cut back a little. Like, I'm not going to eat out as much. That doesn't equal my $50 million or my $50,000 monthly rent. So, like, you can't cut back to make your rent. So I wouldn't know what you would do.
I mean, the only thing I will say, like, if I just suddenly became unbelievably rich, I know I would take a killer vacation. And I'll tell you this right now. This is the only thing. I don't want someone to drive me.
Yeah.
Okay. I want to drive myself. But I would never, ever cook or clean again. That's out.
That's done.
That's done.
Whether I eat out every day and
whatever.
The cleaning crew comes in.
Whatever. I think to me, that's what I'm looking for. That's
go.
My last little bit.
That's good.
I don't want to cook anymore. I'm just going to pay somebody to live in the kitchen and they can have shifts or whatever. And when I walk in there, I'm like, French fries.
There they go.
And there they are. Like, that's it. That's what I'm looking for.
That's a visionary there.
I take that over a view any day.
You're right.
You're just like, you know what? Turkey sandwich. Bing.
And the shower needs cleaned.
Yeah.
Both of those.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Oh, you could really relax then.
It would be that's what I want.
That'd be good, but
because
until then, if you want a turkey sandwich,
I'll just make it
yourself.
Man, the Lord gave you hands. Make your own sandwich.
Yeah.
You were one of the lucky few who missed the riot when they were live. Yet here you are.
I also like to live dangerously.
This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
This is The Riot on RadioU.
We're excited to introduce you to this new band.
Somebody that we've never met before, ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Russ T. Shipp.
From Rusty Shipp, which is the band.
All right, Russ. Normally it's very faux pas to talk to bands about their name, but we got to jump. We can't not.
But since it's his name, I think it's okay.
Is your name really Russ Shipp?
It's actually Russell Thomas Shipp.
Okay.
So yes, it's literally Russ T. Shipp.
Okay.
I think that's amazing.
How intentional was that on the part of your parents?
Completely unintentional. They actually named me after some random guy from the credits of Back to the Future because they just like the name Russell. Yes, that's a true story.
Okay.
That's the true story.
Okay, so what did Russell do in Back to the Future? Was he like a camera guy or what?
You know what? It's a mystery to this day because a few years ago I was like, you know what? I want to find out who this like long lost patriarch is to my identity. And I looked through the whole credits, and he wasn't there.
What if this is a lie from your parents? What if they lied to you about it all?
I don't know what they're trying to cover up, but...
What if it's like Back to the Future 2 or something? It's not even the first one.
Okay, but here's the thing you've got to consider. You remember Back to the Future, right? In Back to the Future, Marty, they name Marty after Marty. Okay, so maybe you at some point, what your parents have not told you is that you are going to go back in time.
Yes.
Your mom is going to fall in love with you, which is weird, but you're going to fix everything, and your parents are naming you after you.
I'm going to go with that.
Yeah, that sounds good.
I think that's the only logical solution here.
Yeah.
Or maybe you just missed it as it went by, because I'm sure there's a lot.
Or maybe we should all watch the credits again.
I know. I feel like that should be this weekend's everybody's job. Like, find if you can see, Russell Shipp on the credits for Back to the Future. If you want to.
Sure. So, okay. So then you go from your parents watching Back to the Future and naming you, and now you have a band named after you.
Yeah.
Okay.
Well, once the connection was made, like, oh, Rusty Shipp.
Yeah.
It's like,
it's
what
perfect.
A great name.
It is a great name.
I mean, how can that not be a band name?
No, it totally works, dude.
We threw around some band names. And it's like, you know what? Nothing's going to be as good as Rusty Shipp with 2 P's.
Yeah.
But in the beginning, when we started emailing and stuff, I was just like, wait, I think his name is Russ, though. I don't understand. And it's like, oh, it's the name as well. But it does work perfectly. It's a great band name.
Yeah. And I actually go by Rusty. People call me that.
Okay.
So,
it works.
It makes it
go
easier.
by Rusty Shipp.
Okay. So
But, it's a name that everybody's going to remember,
It's true. It's true. So, Rusty, we spent a lot of time on the name.
He's in Nashville, by the way.
You are in Nashville. I looked at, first thing I did was look at your, like bio and stuff, because you're new to me. Like, I'm not familiar with you guys up until we started playing your song. And you refer to yourselves as a Nashville nautical rock band. Like, does the nautical thing go past the name of the band?
Absolutely. We started out just kind of playing like catchy grunge rock. But we're called Rusty Shipp, though. So like we can probably add some more of that Rusty Shipp sound.
Okay.
Make it sound more like our name. And so we tried to integrate more and more nautical themes and nautical sounds, like kind of surf rock sounds and underwater ambient sounds. And we just kind of like kept going with that until it became our own kind of niche genre.
Yeah. Well, it does feel like, to me, its own genre, because I've never heard of nautical rock. And so the idea of just being like, we're a nautical rock band. What?
Well, are there any songs with like whale noises, though, or anything? Or
the new album that's coming out November 7th. Yes.
Yay!
Fantastic, Nikki.
That's got to be the next single. Okay.
So, yeah. Whale rock. It's
Whale
like a whole new thing.
That's good.
Okay. So this is Russ T. Shipp.
Yes,
from
the new band, Rusty Shipp, which the new song, Show Me How to Live, is available to watch the music video, which you can watch on RadioU TV. And then, of course, you'll hear the song in just a moment.
So you've got the album coming out, you said November 9th?
November 7th.
Okay.
Thursday.
So what else, aside from whale sounds, what else can we expect from the new album?
Well, this is actually our first concept record.
Okay.
And so the whole thing is telling a story, and it involves taking the listener into this underwater world back in the 40s. And it tells the story of sea mines in the ocean and kind of some naval warfare revolving around sea mines. And there's some kind of like conspiracy or like this terrorist group that was planting these sea mines in the ocean. And so the whole concept kind of goes through that story and sounds sonically like you are going piece by piece through the elements of the story, like going underwater in this minesweeper, trying to find these mines. There's the sounds of like warfare and explosions and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and
so
I
it's
actually
kind of underwater, but it's specifically kind of like, it's not like pirates or anything like that. It's more like Navy, that kind of thing.
I got a peek at your even newer video than the one we're playing now, and it also contains
the nautical themes
and mines. Yeah, like that stuff's there.
I think I appreciate it because a lot of our bands go single by single, and very rarely do we get concept albums anymore. Like that's definitely just not as done.
Yeah. Because
very rarely are they putting out an actual album. So it's really fun. If you've never gone through a concept album, it's like an audio movie. Like it's just a real fun trip to go through.
Totally.
Yeah.
Yeah, and we're still putting out singles, but it's like, well, why not have both? You can have the singles, but also do something more ambitious and creative and artistic as a whole when they all come together.
Yeah, I think it's actually very cool. Some of my favorite albums are concept albums.
I know, it's just been so long.
The
which
end
is
not the
great.
end.
It's amazing.
Come on. So, Rusty Shipp, dude, it's been really good to talk to you and get to know you a little bit. The album's out November 7th. The song is called Show Me How to Live.
Which you can request anytime you want to now. And you can also vote for the music video through RadioU TV.
Awesome, dude. Thank you so much for being with us this morning.
It was so nice to meet you.
Yeah, nice to meet you all. Thanks for having me, and thank you for playing the song. Really appreciate it.
Is it healthy eating so many snacks, chips, and Oreos every single morning? No, of course not. But they do it for you.
Too many guys got the stomach for this line of work.
That's real love. It's The Riot on Radio U.
I was making a note to myself to make sure that I got the interview added to riot.radiou.com.
Yeah.
It's going to do that immediately following the show today. It's my responsibility.
And you had certain tools that you would use to...
I want to leave myself a note.
To do that.
I upgraded Monday night, to the brand new Mac OS operating system, Catalina. Unlike Windows, where like every time they upgrade, they're like, yeah, it's only $100 to get the new Windows. With a Mac, you just keep getting it till they finally say, your Mac's 400 years old, you can't have it.
You just keep going.
That is, not everything about Macs are perfect. That's a nice little thing. Macs have something, or did have something, called a dashboard.
Yeah.
I used it like crazy. Ever since I've had a Mac, I've used the dashboard. I love it. My favorite thing about it is that it has a little widget where you can add as many basically sticky notes as you want. So I had multiple sticky notes where I would keep just tons of information. Like whatever I needed, I would keep it there on the sticky note. Great. It was perfect.
You loved it. So what does that mean happened?
You just can't fathom how much I used that during the show.
I know.
Like if something comes up during the show where it's like, oh, don't forget this.
You make a sticky note.
Swipe over, put it on there. And when the show is over, I know that all I need to do is go over and look at those sticky notes. And it's going to tell me all the things I need to remember to do.
But I want you to understand that as a Mac user and in this community, it's been years since most people have used that feature for the dashboard.
Yeah.
And
I get it.
With Catalina, they got rid of it.
They removed it. And here's what I love. I Googled it. I'm like, well, something must be wrong. And it's article after article about how dumb the dashboard was and how they're finally getting rid of it.
And of course, that means you loved it.
As if it's been a massive burden to everyone, this thing they didn't use. And here I am just like, you know what? I am so tired of liking the stuff that nobody else likes. I'm so tired of it. And then they get rid of it,
even though you love it.
I am so tired of it.
Well, you find something else to use.
Yeah, right. Something else for them to cancel and break down and throw away.
We're going to find you an established thing that will not go away. So you just get comfortable with it, a little learning curve, and it'll do the same thing.
It just sucks. Like, it is literally a personality trait that the thing that I love will not last. Like, it falls apart. It doesn't make it. It's the one that no one else likes. And I'll just tell you again, the more I like it and the more I use it, the more likely it is to never make it and never be accepted. And
here's another one for the list then. Just take a breath.
It seriously drives me nuts.
Anybody else online did like it and have...
No, everyone hates it. Look, here's just like page after page of Gizmodo. This stupid thing and the one stupid person that used it.
They kept it so long for you, though. Like, really. No one really cared for it.
Freaking killed him for it to just leave it.
Just throw a bone.
You don't have to take it out. We'll just leave it in there.
Well, then, roll back then.
I'm not rolling back. I'm moving ahead. But of course, you know what? Eventually, we're coming to a time in society where they'll be like, we just can't wait for Obadiah to die because nobody's using him anyway.
Okay, wait. We're being a little dramatic for just, we know it feels like you've lost something very important.
I'm speaking truth now.
We're going to find something else that will work for you.
We're finally down to the core. There's a few people out there, probably 3 of us, that like everything stupid and eventually will die off
and everything else will be fine.
Can move forward into a bright new future.
Are you and the couple of others holding us back?
Oh, yeah, just undoubtedly. I just don't have any doubt about it.
Oh, I'm sorry.
The Riot really wanted to do this live, but now they can play video games and eat rice cakes instead. This is the worst of the Riot podcast.
I'm here to tell you about what is probably the best allergy medicine in the world because it's the one that I can't really use very well, so it's probably the best.
It's that good.
Because everything that is good, I hate, and everything that is bad, I love.
So wait, for allergy medicine, if you can't take it, is it because it just makes you
Who knows
feel
why?
Antsy? Or
because on a cellular level, I'm not able to handle what everyone else can.
Well, no, what is that the one that made you want to make that cake and make that desk that one day, or is that cough
do you remember
medicine?
that one where we were talking about Lord Zizal?
Yeah, Zizal. It's some generic thing,
right? Or we thought it might be an ancient Mesopotamian god that just tried to make a recurrence.
It's generic Lysol. Which means we've mentioned Lysol twice in one morning.
And why not?
Of course.
But I see here, I'm just a little worried about Nick because Nick is back on the Zysol for his allergies.
Our news and traffic guy?
Yep. And
really, is it allergy season?
For some people, it is. If you've got tree allergies, look out. Woo! It's spooky.
Well, you're right. I guess leaves are changing.
Stuff is falling.
And they're falling, and then that probably means it bugs you.
All right, let's see a raising of hands. Who lives near a deciduous forest?
I think we all are impacted.
A lot of you do.
And I mean, normally my allergies are like spring, summer. I guess not this time, but every other time. Mm-hmm. What's it bugging him, though? Is it just congestion? Or
I don't know. But remember how we had a hard time waking him up and all that stuff?
Oh, is that from that?
I don't know. But he just texted me a picture of Zysol, and I'm just like, oh, no.
Is he on it?
The thing that I feel like I need to communicate to him that maybe the most important thing is this, is that I don't care what he's taking. I'm not waiting on him for lunch. We got a time and a location.
Better hurry.
And I'm going to be there. And if he's out in the car sleeping through lunch, I can't be responsible for that because I'm a growing boy.
Wasn't that the allergy medicine where you did sleep like all afternoon and all evening? You were out of it?
Yeah, because they were like, it's non-drowsy. So I took it, and I woke up with a beard. It was like, okay.
He missed several shows, but, his allergies weren't bothering him.
I actually didn't miss any shows, but I was in here like doing jumping jacks and push-ups trying to stay awake to do the show.
So hard. It's not fair when your allergies bug you, and you got to find the right medicine.
It's tough, dude. It's tough. So I'm just getting a little worried I'm just letting you know that we need to be on the lookout today for Nick.
We always look out for our friends and whatever anybody's doing.
And you need to know the signs.
Before we speak up. I don't want an intervention. I don't want an allergy intervention.
Come on in, Nick, sit down.
It's like, that's not fair. That's not like it's an elective drug. Like, that's when he's got to take something to make him feel better.
Nick, why don't you lay down? Okay. Oh, you're already laying down. Okay. All right. When you wake up, we'll talk. Okay,
that's
buddy?
That's why I like the one I get at Costco. You take half a pill and it takes the allergy edge off if you ever need it, and you're fine. Non-habit.
A half. Do you cut it in half?
Oh, yeah. Because if you take a whole one, then you do start to feel a little antsy, a little nervous. So you just take a tiny bit.
Good call.
Just put it on your teeth and just crack it out. And then you're good. Just take half.
Are these gummies that you're taking?
No, they're little pills.
No. If they were gummies, I'd eat the whole container.
Actually, gummy allergy pills would be amazing. Is that such a thing?
They make those.
They do?
Are people really still listening to the Riot? You don't have work to do or laundry to fold or literally anything else to do? The Riot, Radio U.
What's the music for?
It's from the video.
Is it from the video?
Did you watch the video?
Not with the sound on.
Okay, so did we say it's the Riot? Because it is.
Hello.
And right now we are taking a look at the story of Floyd.
Floyd's a Mastiff, which is a type of dog.
It is. And Floyd
so cute.
Was out for a hike with his owner near Salt Lake City. And apparently they hiked up Grandeur Peak about 2 miles.
They got a little lost, they said.
Oh, really?
Yeah, okay. And then it took a little longer. And by the time they would be able to go back down, then something had happened.
Well, according to at least the little video I watched, the dog just sat down and was like, done.
Now, you haven't had a dog, but like if you have a dog and you take them on walks, that totally happens.
They're just like, I'm not moving?
Oh, yeah. I've had that many times where like, okay, well, we're going to carry you now because you got to go back. But for him, he's a 3-year-old Mastiff, so he's 200 pounds.
That's a heavy dog.
And the owner couldn't carry him back down, so someone who had passed by called for volunteers to come up and help him.
Here's the part that gets me. They called the police. Like, hello, 911.
Well, they said it was going to get to like 50 that night, and they did.
Oh, what are they gonna do?
I mean, this dog, mind you, is perfectly fine in that weather, but they knew that they wanted to be able to help the dog down because he was too tired from his walk.
So they call the police.
Mm-hmm.
The police gather up a rescue team. This is their job in Salt Lake City. I mean, crime must be low there. Because here's what I imagine. I imagine calling the police like, my dog won't come off the trail. And be like, well, buddy, it's tough when you got a dog and you got to take care of him.
Got to bring him down.
You got to be responsible for him.
So
it's
they sent
and
volunteers
the police
up.
are not.
Well, the police didn't go up. Volunteers went out. And then they got the dog, the Mastiff, on a stretcher, and they carried him down. So he's safe and sound.
I know. And I know, don't hate me for this. I don't hate animals. But I'm just telling you right now, if you call me because your dog won't come down the thing.
You're not going to help.
And it's not that the dog is injured.
Aww.
He's just done walking. Well, Lottie freaking da. Like,
yeah, but you'd go and help, wouldn't you, if needed?
We better be good friends. Like, it better be you.
See, I had a Mastiff,
tell you right now.
And they're just too big to go on long walks. Like, their body can't handle it. So they said because of losing...
He should have done some training.
Well, yeah, and they said because of losing their direction a little bit, the walk extended, and that's why the dog couldn't make it like maybe they thought. And I mean, it's 200 pounds. That is heavy even for a Mastiff.
First off,
we're not body shaming.
Over 200 pounds.
I know, but you're not a Mastiff.
You keep throwing that around like, how could anything be that fat? Well, they can be, okay? 1, 2, if I was up there and I just laid down and I was like, I'm not coming down. I need volunteers to carry me down the mountain.
Yeah.
They'd be like, tough, sir.
Get down yourself.
Sleep it off up there, buddy.
Well, they didn't want the dog and the owner to have to stay up there, again, in the colder temperatures.
Yeah.
But it's so cute if you watch the video, especially as a dog owner. This dog's like, this is awesome. I'm never walking again.
They carry this dog 2 miles downhill. And I'm just like, this dog is ruined forever.
Oh, yeah, he's never walking again.
Whenever, like, when they go out, he'll get to the end of the sidewalk and just be, like, laying down, like, okay, bring the pallet.
But someone called now. Last time you called, I didn't have to walk anymore.
Could you have them carry me in and place me directly on my bed?
But again, it's cute. It's a cute video.
It is cute. It's just frustrating to me to see stuff like this because I'm like, as a human being, I couldn't get this kind of sympathy and love.
Of course not. You're not a dog.
I know.
Using advanced technology, we've digitized and transcoded Obadiah and Nikki into a purely digital format. This is the Worst of the Riot podcast.
You know, probably the most important thing that's going to happen between now and the end of the year is going to be the nonstop string of holiday specials that happen at Christmas, but don't mention Christmas by name.
It used to be more like it was just Hallmark that was doing it.
Yeah, but now they've been so successful.
Now it seems like every streaming service is having their variation or like their version of a holiday romantic Christmas movie.
Mm-hmm. So, like, for example, Netflix has announced their lineup. A Christmas Prince, The Royal Baby.
And that's the one that started it, the Christmas
Prince.
Is that
the follow-up to the one?
Well, there's two. So there was the first one, which is just the Christmas Prince one, and then there was the wedding one, and so now this is the baby one.
So are we on our third year?
This is the third one.
Oh, good for them.
And apparently the first one did so well that it just caused all these.
Dude, wait till you...
Some of these sound a bit... Suspend disbelief, all right? Put your holiday ears on.
Here we go. A Holiday in the Wild. A touching new film about a divorcee who embarks on a safari in Zambia where she rediscovers herself while working at a local elephant sanctuary.
Of course. Of course. When you break up, isn't that what you go and do to rediscover yourself?
You go rediscover yourself at an elephant sanctuary. And if I were to guess, I would imagine that we're going to discover that we're a lot like these elephants. We've been abused. We've been cast out. And we're just looking for a safe space, you know, like a sanctuary.
And we're going to find love again.
And Rob Lowe just happens to be the guy that runs that sanctuary.
Where if you break up with someone, none of this is actually going to work out like you think, like in this movie.
And you see how sensitive he is towards those elephants, and you wish you could find someone that was as sensitive to your needs as he is to the elephants, and then you realize, wait, he sees me that way. We all need sanctuary.
I was going to say, if you're saying the line of like he sees me as an elephant, then that is not good.
About
I know what you mean.
You know,
I know. So that's one of them.
All metaphors break down.
I might have put that in my queue.
You get they're already there to put in your queue?
Yeah, but you can't watch it, but it's just saved.
All right, so let's see. You've also got Let It Snow, Claus, The Night Before Christmas, but with a K.
That's the night one. That's the one. That's the one I really don't know about.
Vanessa Hudgens.
So she was in the Christmas movie that was the popular one on Netflix last Christmas.
Right.
So she gets a second one.
Befriends a medieval knight.
Because he comes into the future.
Who's been sent to modern-day Ohio. Now, here's the question. You know that there are a couple of quote-unquote castles in Ohio.
Which one?
So did they film at one of... They had to
No,
have.
I'm sure it was some Canadian castle. It was.
It all happens in Vancouver?
Yes.
Oh, what about this one,
but
Nikki?
she's been hurt in love, Obie.
Well, they
and
all have.
Has to learn about it again.
Does anybody just fall in love and it's fine?
Not in the movies.
Okay. Holiday Rush. A dad who loses his job as a radio DJ and hatches a plan to buy his own station just as his kids share their Christmas wish lists.
So these are the Netflix Christmas movies.
Mm-hmm. We're also going to get Christmas versions of the Great British Baking Show.
Hey, I'm on that one.
Magic for Humans, Team Kaylee, Alexa and Katie. Look.
Those are things that are not on our Netflix world. That's all right.
Lost in Space Season 2.
They actually put that in this article.
It's technically not a Christmas movie, but it launches December 24th.
So it's practically Christmas.
Where is the Santa movie? Where is the follow-up to Kurt Russell as Santa?
I don't think they're doing something quite like that one this year.
Well, that's a mistake.
Because I don't know if that one did as well as they were hoping.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you chop the beginning off of that movie, because the beginning does suck.
That's what made me stop watching it. It was so bad.
If you just skip ahead to when Kurt Russell shows up.
Then it was a good movie?
It's a good movie.
You're listening to a morning show hosted by two people who absolutely despise getting up in the morning.
Will you give me a break one time?
The Riot, Radio U.
Okay, Nikki, we've talked about how there are certain things that can happen to you in life that you can't come back from.
Sure.
But then there are other things that happen in life that I believe I'm almost quoting you when I say that you become eerily calm.
Yeah.
And you just make it okay.
Like the time there was that fingernail in my water and it was in my mouth and I was like, oh, what's this ice cube? And it wasn't. It was a fingernail.
It was not Nikki's fingernail.
It was not mine.
An employee of Bob Evans had placed a fingernail in Nikki's water.
Well, it was just in there. And, you know, you think, oh, that's it. You're just going to lose it. It didn't. You just don't.
You just got calm.
You just accept it and something weird happens. It's like the eye of the storm.
And you just set it aside and move on.
Well, you have to. There's no other way.
Now, Nikki, how would you feel if your basement flooded with blood?
With blood?
Yeah.
Well, first off, what's going on?
Well, we'll get back to that.
No, I don't think I'd be okay with that. I might turn quiet on that one.
You think the calm would come over you and just be like, well... All right.
No, I feel like
hey,
I'd have to
Eric, get the shop vac. We got to get the blood out.
No, that's if it was water or like mud or something. But if it's blood, I feel like I need to call the authorities before cleanup happens.
Can I ask you another question?
Yeah.
Okay. What would be worse? Just, sewage or blood?
What you mean with that? Oh.
I
think blood might be better.
Think blood's better than sewage?
Yeah. I think in my mind, I don't know. I'm not okay with both, but I think the one,
it's just blood.
I mean, yes, and the other, it's just a lot of people's.
Think about it like this: like, not a lot of people have red carpet, and we just got red carpet for free.
Right? Yeah, I think I'd be better with that, but not okay with either of them, obviously.
Well, we've got a family in Iowa who their house is close to Doll's Custom Meat Locker.
Oh no! It's a killing place. No.
They've lived there for 10 years. They've never had any trouble. But Doll's Custom Meat Locker recently got some new owners.
Oh.
And so they've changed some things up. And as a result, apparently they had a big purging the other day. And they flushed a lot of blood. and it backed up.
Oh, you have to move. The whole thing. Why are you even near that? You have to move.
And so
You
now
just burn your house down. They need to pay you.
The bottom of their basement floor is, how many inches of blood did they say? They say 5 inches of animal blood, fat, and bones.
Oh,
that have
no.
come up through their drains.
No. Can you imagine going down and be like, what's that? I'm hearing gurgling. What's going on?
Some pump doesn't seem to be working.
Did the battery backup? That's why you got to always have a battery backup.
Have a battery backup.
Oh, wow. Well, no, the place is going to buy your home.
Here's what I think is funny is that according to the family, they say that the company is like, it's not our problem. We don't know anything about it.
No, we have a problem.
As if there are meat lockers all up and down the street.
Or other sources of this huge amount of blood and animal fat and bones.
You're right. You know what? Me and the fam killed 150 cows yesterday.
Our bad.
And we just let the blood run down. My bad,
Well,
man.
that's awful. I feel bad for that family. Can you even be in the house or?
I don't know. I mean, can you?
Can we all just help them? Is there a way we can support them?
Yeah, I mean, I think the real answer is, I think the only thing that you can actually do in a circumstances like this is just to go ahead, you burn the house down.
Yeah, you do. And no one will question that. They'll be like, of course.
They'll be like, oh, yeah, obviously. Because you can't live with the spirits of all these dead cows.
Very sad. It makes you really sad. I once had a little water back up because of this huge storm.
Yeah.
But that's nothing. I'm sorry.
I feel bad for feeling bad about it. It's fine.
I was upset about that because that's nothing. Oh my gosh. All right.
Their basement flooded with bones, fat, and blood.
How much was it to where it got to their place or there was so much? What's wrong?
Wow.
All right, find me something nicer next. I don't like this. I don't like this at all. This is why I have a real problem with drainage and pipes, and I just don't know what's going where's it coming from, what's up, what's there.
I don't want to know.
Why you're of course it came out. I don't understand.
You're gonna need to get a drain snake and push it down.
This was the worst of the riots, and we'd like to congratulate you on having the stomach to stick around to the very end. The Riot exists because Radio U exists, and Radio U only exists because of your support. Find out more and give now at RadioU.com/donate.
Does anybody else have another F word for here?